Hello, this is Ruth Hollingshead, one of the trustees at Site for Wight. Unfortunately, given the current circumstances, we are unable to get into Millbrook House to record our talking news. However, the trustees, staff and volunteers are keen to be able to keep you in touch with what's going on in your local community. With this in mind, a valiant band of volunteers are sending in voice clips to be collated. As well as the articles from various island publications, this week's Talking News will also include information from different national charities and organisations, so it may be wise to get a pen and paper ready. However, don't panic. If you are unable to write the number down or miss it, just give us a ring at Site for Wight on 522205 and we can pass on any contact details that you need.
We will also be repeating telephone numbers we mention during this broadcast at the end of the programme.
So please enjoy the Talking News.
Site for Wight News for Friday the 27th of March 2020, read by Chris Kane.
And this is Jacqueline Gazard, trustee for Site for Wight.
Ruth Hollingshead.
Laura Guljar.
Hello, I am Lisa, the Finance Officer from Site for Wight. I would like to tell you what has and what hasn't changed here at Site for Wight since the outbreak of the COVID-19 coronavirus. So what has changed? All activities, face-to-face meetings and group meetings, as I hope you're aware, have been cancelled until further notice. All staff are working remotely from home. Our Talking News has also been forced to end, but we have tried to find ways of still reaching every person. The biggest help we have received in this is in our two partners, Vectis Radio and the Isle of Wight Observer. Vectis Radio could not have been more accommodating in allowing this broadcast, and the Isle of Wight Observer have relaxed all copyright and allowed vital current news stories to be read out on air. So, what hasn't changed? All staff, as I said, are now working remotely from home, and our phone lines remain open Monday to Friday 9 till 4:30, but there is always an answer machine to take message. So please do not hesitate to give us a call if you think we can help with anything that you need. We're happy to chat and offer as much practical help as we can.
If it is something you think we can't help with, then the following information might be useful. General help and advice, the RNIB helpline, telephone number 0303 123 9999. The eye hospital appointment or worries regarding your eye condition, you can speak to Laura Guljar on 07885 210 891. The Isle of Wight Council helpline, which offers local support and help for those facing isolation, the number is 823 600. Action on Hearing Loss, Isle of Wight, who provides statutory support for people with sight loss. The number is 529 533. The Mountbatten Hospice have a Keep Connected helpline, and you can call 24/7 if you need a listening ear, and their number is 533331. Now these numbers will be repeated at the end of the programme. Guide dogs and coronavirus, supporting you at this time. Here at Guide Dogs, our top priority is the welfare and safety of the people we support, our volunteers, staff, and our dogs. We have a plan which we are reviewing daily based on the latest advice from the government and are tracking the current approaches being deployed across England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. We remain committed to helping people with sight loss lead the life they choose through our services, and as far as is possible, business at Guide Dogs continues as usual. People who use our services and our volunteers can find more information as follows. COVID-19 advice for our service users. All our local teams are being briefed on specific matters related to coronavirus and are being updated regularly as the situation evolves. If we cannot resolve your inquiry immediately, We will take your details, investigate, and will respond to you within 24 hours. Coronavirus information for volunteers. All our volunteer managers are being briefed on specific matters related to coronavirus and are being updated regularly as the situation evolves. If we cannot resolve your inquiry immediately, we will take your details, investigate, and respond to you within 24 hours. We recommend everyone keeps up to date with the latest NHS guidelines.
Hello, I'd like to spend a couple of minutes talking to you how Sight for Wight can specifically help you. This whole broadcast contains lots of information and we know it is a lot to take in. But if you're in any doubt, please do not hesitate to give us a call. The staff are there to help you, 9 till 4:30, Monday to Friday. Secondly, we are reminding people of our Facebook page and our website page, which we're encouraging people to use as much as possible to share local information, useful hints, stories and tips, and communicate with each other. We are also going to be calling every single member over the next week to have a chat with you and see how everybody's getting along. Talking to each other and continuing communication at this very difficult time is so important. So please do expect a call from us. And if you know anybody else who suffers from any form of sight loss, please don't hesitate to get them to give us a call. We can pass on all the information to whoever needs it. So Laura, Chris, Sue, Susan or Debbie will be giving you a call in the next week. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. Thank you.
This is Laura Guljar. I wanted to share some further information about other services that are available to you. My ECLO role is funded by the Royal National Institute of Blind People, also known as RNIB. So I thought you might like to know how they can continue to support you during this period. There are 5 key ways that RNIB is offering help. Number 1, helpline is still open. So the RNIB helpline remains open on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and also on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. My RNIB colleagues are working from home at the moment, and in addition to their usual advice and support about anything to do with living with sight loss, the team can also offer further support to anyone with sight loss who becomes isolated or is concerned about accessing information, products or services. In a moment, I'll let you have their contact details. The team of advisors will help to connect you to sources of more local support and find solutions with anyone who calls. Not all the information at the moment about COVID-19 is accessible, so RNIB are working with public information providers to ensure information is accessible, including image descriptions online. If anyone is finding it challenging to access key information, do feel free to get in contact with them. So you can contact the RNIB helpline on the following phone number, which is 03 123 9999, or you can email helpline@rnib.org.uk, and I will repeat these details again before the end of the message. So secondly, they're offering more opportunities to connect online or by phone. So as people are spending more time at home, RNIB is offering more opportunities to connect with others via telephone and online. If you contact the RNIB helpline to sign up, they'll be able to talk you through it. You can also join some of the popular regional Facebook groups where people are sharing information, useful helps, tips and interesting things they have been up to. And again, RNIB and their helpline are more than happy to talk you through getting involved with all of that. Number 3, supporting hospital eye care services. So as our hospital eye care service is affected, people like myself, our local ECLOs, our service will mostly be delivered by telephone. So you can continue to contact me and my colleagues to access practical and emotional support. We are working with several other organisations, including the NHS and other charities, to focus support where it is most needed. Number 4, our products are available online. So the RNIB's online shop remains open, and you can continue to shop the large range of products designed to support people living with sight loss. 5, You can borrow more books. So RNIB has increased the number of books you can borrow in a USB format from the Talking Books service to 4 books at a time. But in anticipation of production and delivery challenges in the coming months, we also encourage customers to try receiving their books online. If you need help accessing the online library service, or you want to know more about borrowing talking books in USB format, you can contact the helpline on 0303 123 9999. So I'm going to give you all of those contact details again, including my contact details. So you can contact the RNIB helpline on 0303 123 9999 or by email helpline@rnib.org.uk. You can also contact me directly if you'd like. My phone number is 07885 210 891, or you can email me at laura.guljar@rnib.org.uk. Alternatively, you can also contact Sight for Wight, and they'll be also happy to connect you in all of the ways that I've just been talking about.
Hello, Ruth again. As well as being a trustee at Sight for Wight, I am also group leader for the Macular Society. Now, I know there'll be a lot of you out there, given the current circumstances, concerned about ongoing treatment, especially injections. So I'm just going to give you a bit of an update from the Macular Society. Their advice on their website is that all hospitals and eye professionals are being given guidance from both the Royal College of Ophthalmologists and Public Health to ensure that injections can be given in a safe environment. With this in mind, they are being advised to cancel all non-urgent treatment and to contact those most at risk. Therefore, you may experience some delays in appointments for your injections. However, if you are concerned, please contact the eye unit, or for advice and support, ring the Macular Society on 0300 30 30 111.
Hello, it's Lisa again, the Finance Officer. I'd like to take a moment to talk about financial matters. If your income has been affected by the outbreak of the virus, then the government is putting in place things to help you. If you're employed or self-employed and you can no longer do your job, the government is offering a scheme to help you by paying your usual level of income that you can no longer earn for the next 3 months. The scheme is called furlough. Please do give us a call if we can offer any further advice to you. Mortgage companies are also offering people a payment holiday of up to 3 months. Individual circumstances will vary, so please call your own mortgage company directly and see what help they can offer you. Finally, the Isle of Wight Council is offering a delay in paying your council tax from April onwards. It is a delay, it is not a reduction in your council tax, but if you think this could help you, please give the Isle of Wight Council a call.
On the Wight article in their community section, RIDE launches coronavirus support hub to assist residents in need. On the Wight this morning reported that we are not alone. We're all in this together, and you live in a caring community. Ryde Town Council are working closely with Aspire Ryde and other organisations to help support residents of Ryde and the surrounding areas to get through this time. From the 24th of March, they've been offering a dedicated helpline for anyone seeking information and support during this period. It's an island number, 81105. 81105. Ryde Arch in the Upper High Street are distributing packed lunches to pupils of Ryde Academy registered for free school meals. They'll be available for collection from Arch, ARCH, between noon and 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. Other support. Residents can access assistance for those in food poverty, assistance for those struggling to obtain food or supplies, assistance for those in vulnerable situations, or for those experiencing difficulties with self-isolation. Advice and information from the Citizens Advice Bureau, assistance with dog walking, post, etc., and mental health support. All on that number, 811105. They've said, please get in touch if you wish to register for these services or have concerns about a vulnerable neighbour or friend or wish to volunteer between 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. You're also able to access the services by emailing reception@ridetown.council.gov.uk. Ride Community Hub is linked to an island-wide hub and helpline communicated and coordinated by the Isle of Wight Community Action. They can be reached on 823 600, 823 600, and they're available 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. A message from the Mayor of Ryde, Michael Lilly, said, Ryde Town Council and Aspire have now set up an operational coronavirus community action hub, and we've a growing band of volunteers joining us to help out for people in need. I urge people to keep safe, self-isolate, and only go out as instructed to shop or exercise, but remembering to keep a social distance rule. Ryde has a wonderful community, and together we'll get through this difficult time. Together we'll create hope for all. Islander sets up Social Distance Tots, an online baby group to inject some positivity during uncertain times. Islander Becky Lutus, who you might remember from the popular music act Me and My Sister, has set up a fast-growing online baby group as the Isle of Wight and beyond begins to practice social distancing. Becky, who lives in East Cowes and works at St Mary's Hospital, set up Social Distance Tots after baby groups started to close due to the coronavirus outbreak. Social Distance Tots is a virtual online baby group during the pandemic and beyond, and they're running free daily Monday to Friday online baby toddler groups. Every session has dance moves, nursery rhymes, a story, bubbles and more. Baby groups are becoming a lifeline for parents. Becky told OnTheWight, I know what a lifeline baby groups are to parents of babies and toddlers. With Social Distance Tots, I'm led by the community on the page, so I'll ask which songs they want us to do next, just as a baby group would. I'm overwhelmed with the amount of views and positive feedback we're getting already. Apparently, we've reached Italy, Germany, Scotland, Ireland, Guernsey and Sweden. She said she plans to continue running the online baby group for as long as social distancing measures are in place, hoping to inject just a little positivity. I really want parents not to feel alone at this time. It's really scary, uncertain times, and if Indigo and myself can inject just a little positivity into everyone's day, that would be wonderful. Liz Earle tells OnTheWight they're reducing number of staff on site from today. After rumours had spread that Liz Earle still had a lot of people working on site, OnTheWight contacted the company to find out how things stood. On Monday evening, the Prime Minister called for the country to go into lockdown in an effort to stop the spread of COVID-19. Businesses have been encouraged to allow staff to work from home, and where not possible, many companies have furloughed, granted leave of absence, to their staff. Earlier today, Thursday, it was suggested on a Facebook group that many staff were still working at Liz Earle's Ryde and Cowes sites. OnTheWight got in touch with Liz Earle to find out how people were working at both sites and what the plans were. Liz Earle said, current government advice encourages online retailers to stay open at a time when shops selling non-essential items are now shut. In doing so, the health and well-being of our colleagues is of the greatest importance to us. Since the beginning of the coronavirus situation, we've complied with all new government regulations to help protect our workers. However, Liz Earle sent home office-based colleagues who can carry out their jobs remotely. From Wednesday, they scaled back their operations further in Ryde and Cowes to a minimum, and was seeking with colleagues to let them know that for the foreseeable future, Everyone must go home except a very small number who maintain a vastly reduced service in online fulfillment operations and in warehouses. They apologise to valued customers who might experience longer delivery times. However, they're sure that they will understand the priority is to keep our colleagues safe in these challenging times. OnTheWight reports that we should watch out for a range of scams during the coronavirus outbreak, as unscrupulous criminals are exploiting fears about COVID-19 to prey on members of the public, particularly older and vulnerable people isolated from family and friends. National Trading Standards is warning people to remain vigilant following a rise in coronavirus-related scams that seek to benefit from public concern and uncertainty. Members of the public should ignore scam products such as supplements and antivirus kits that falsely claim to cure or prevent COVID-19. In some cases, individuals may be pressurised on their own doorstep to buy antivirus kits or persuaded into purchasing products advertised on their social media feeds. In addition, some call centres that previously targeted UK customers with dubious health products are now offering supplements that supposedly prevent COVID-19. Whilst there are genuine groups of volunteers providing help during self-isolation, there have also been reports of criminals preying on residents, often older people or people living with long-term health conditions, by cold calling at their homes and offering to go to the shops. Check for ID. The criminals often claim to represent charities to help them appear legitimate before taking a victim's money. There are genuine charities providing support, so consumers should be vigilant and ask for ID from anyone claiming to represent a charity. People are being encouraged to protect their neighbours by joining the Friends Against Scams scene, which provides online free training to empower people to take a stand against scams. To complete the online modules, visit www.friendsagainstscams.org.uk. NTS, National Trading Standards, is also issuing urgent advice to help prevent people falling victim to COVID-19 scams through its Friends Against Scams initiative. Members of the public are urged to keep in contact with family members regularly and inform them of the most prolific scams and possible dangers to them. If someone has been targeted by a scam, it can be reported to Action Fraud Online or by calling 0300 123 2040. That's 0300 123 2040. Government confirms £4.5 million investment for freshwater school. A multi-million pound investment in a new school in the West Wight has been confirmed by the government, according to OnTheWight. It has allocated £4.5 million from its Priority School Building programme for a modern one-form entry primary school on the site of All Saints Primary School, Freshwater, which is due to close. The news has been welcomed by the Isle of Wight Council, which will now develop detailed plans for the new school ahead of a planning submission in the summer. Councillor Paul Brading, Cabinet Member for Children's Services and Education, said, "This is fantastic news for education in the West Wight. This significant investment from the Department of Education will benefit not only the local area, but the wider community as a whole. I believe our children deserve the very best we can offer, and this investment in the freshwater site allows us to provide just that, a modern, high-quality school fit for the 21st century." The latest announcement comes only a week after the council revealed an estimated £12 million is set to be spent on the island over the coming years on new schools and classrooms. Successful PSBP bids have already seen the refurbishment of Barton Primary School in Newport, a new build at Queensgate Primary School, East Cowes, major works planned for Binsted, Brading, Dover Park in Ryde, Greenmount, Ryde, Wootton and Wroxall Primary Schools. Call to Isle of Wight businesses to support frontline charities. The Isle of Wight Council and the funding body Wight Aid have joined forces to ensure frontline charities to the coronavirus response receive the support they so desperately need. For the next few months, Wight Aid will focus its grant giving to those in most critical need. This includes, but is in no way limited to, the Isle of Wight Food Bank, as well as homelessness, mental health and bereavement charities working on the island. Jeff Underwood, Wight Aid chairman and High Sheriff of the island, said, "As we enter a period of considerable difficulty, it's even more important than ever for us to stay together and support those most in need. Hopefully this pandemic will reduce to manageable levels within a few months, but we have a fight on our hands. Now more than ever, we need the people of the Isle of Wight to dig deep and support those less well off. Even though times will be difficult, now is the time for everyone to do their bit." Businesses, large and small, are being asked to show their resolve and put something towards their community via Wight Aid. Every penny you give will go straight to those charities and organisations, not individuals, working with those most in need in the community. Mr. Underwood said, "With your help, we can weather this situation together. It's a daunting time and cash will be in short supply, but please do something, no matter how small." Council leader Dave Stewart added, "The Council is delighted to be working alongside Wight Aid in delivering crucial support to charities working at the forefront of the COVID-19 crisis. While recognising the enormous strain being placed on our business community at this time, I'd implore you to give what you can to support this important appeal." Isle of Wight Festival 2020 cancelled. The Isle of Wight Council say they support the decision of the Isle of Wight Festival to cancel the 2020 event because of the current coronavirus crisis. The safety and welfare of those on the festival site, alongside the safety of the wider island community, are rightly the highest priorities for the organisers. The council believes this decision is the right one in difficult circumstances. There's been much criticism online of the festival for not making this announcement earlier. Council leader, Councillor Dave Stewart, said, "I understand the disappointment this will bring to many people and the impact on businesses both on the island and beyond. I appreciate how hard it will have been to have made this decision, and I want to thank the festival organisers for making the sensible choice. The Isle of Wight Festival is one of the most popular events in the country, and I am confident it'll be back even stronger in the future." Background from OnTheWight. On the 16th of March 2020, the government announced from tomorrow the government will no longer be supporting mass gatherings using emergency workers. Licences required to run events of this size specify that police have to be in attendance. The news back then from the government seemed to imply that as the police wouldn't be able to attend, the Isle of Wight Festival wouldn't be able to continue. OnTheWight first asked these questions that evening to the PR company who handled media queries about the festival. There was no response. The follow-up 2 days later also received no update. Isle of Wight Festival say they're working with ticketing partners who will be in touch to process refunds, or you can retain your ticket and carry it over to the 2021 festival. See their website for more information.
Today's talking news is taken from the Isle of Wight Observer. This is Susan.
And this is Nicholas. True Island Spirit from Top Gin Team. The Isle of Wight distillery team is taking the fight to the coronavirus by turning its expertise and knowledge to the production of hand sanitizer for islanders. Working to a World Health Organization formula, it is expected to be ready for distribution today, Friday, in distributing the potentially life-saving product. Special priority will be given to key workers and organisations experiencing shortages such as schools, residential homes, the hospice and postal workers. Working closely with the Isle of Wight Council, the gel will be distributed on a not-for-profit basis to those in need. The team will also be making donations to vulnerable individuals and institutions engaged in critical work to support the wider community. Creator of the distillery's signature spirit mermaid gin, Saviour Baker, said, "We're seeing many island businesses responding to the crisis with generosity, ingenuity and community spirit. We hope to be a service to our local community at this challenging time. Distillery co-founder Conrad Gauntlet added, "Putting something back locally has always been part of our motivation for building the distillery and our brands. In these difficult times, we're glad we can do something so immediate and critical to the health of the island. Any organisation in need of hand sanitizer can send a request to office@isleofwightdistillery.com.
Plans for new stretch of island coastal path. Natural England has revealed new plans to open up 72-mile stretch of coastal path on the Isle of Wight. The proposed route takes in landmarks such as Tennyson Down and the Needles, while walkers will be able to stop at Yarmouth, Cowes, Newtown and Bembridge. Islanders are able to have their say for the next 7 weeks on the England Coast Path proposals. If approved, this route will become part of the England Coast Path, the 2,700-mile long-distance walking route, and England's newest natural trail, currently being developed around the entire English coast by Natural England. Andrew Smith, Natural England's area manager for Thames Solent, said, "These exciting proposals will improve access to some of the Isle of Wight's most stunning landscapes. Visitors will be able to enjoy a colourful variety of landscapes, from small fishing villages to ancient woodlands and wildflower meadows, and take in views the iconic Needles jutting out into the English Channel. We thank the many landowners and organisations who have so far inputted to help shape the proposals. Over the next 8 weeks, we are inviting all organisations, farmers, local residents, visitors and businesses to have their say. It's important that all responses are taken into account, and we look forward to hearing people's views." Councillor John Hobart, Isle of Wight Council Cabinet Member for Environment and Heritage, said, "Reaching this important milestone is a step further in achieving what will be a fantastic development for the island in terms of creating new and public access and making significant infrastructure improvements where our existing coastal path will be utilised. The implementation of the England Coast Path, which will also be recognised national trail, will further enhance the island's reputation as a fabulous walking destination for residents and visitors, and also supports the council's regeneration aspirations. It also fits with our sustainable transport plan of encouraging people to walk safely around the island instead of having to walk along road edges. The council will continue to provide support in respect of the remaining East Cowes section, and would like to take this opportunity to thank Natural England for their work thus far. The proposals also recommend significant improvements to coastal footpaths. The remaining England Coast Path report on the Isle of Wight will be published later this year, to allow sufficient time to finalise proposals between East Cowes and Wootton Bridge. Anyone may make representations to Natural England about the reports during the consultation period. Owners and occupiers of affected land may make objections about the reports on specified grounds, which will be considered by a planning inspector before the Secretary of State makes a final decision. All representations and objections must be received by Natural England no later than midnight on May the 13th, while copies of the report can be viewed in the local libraries and the Isle of Wight Council office in Newport.
Posse of Sheriffs celebrate John's 15th year service. The collective noun for sheriffs is a posse, and that pretty well describes the turnout of former Isle of Wight High Sheriffs who came together with the present incumbent Jeff Underwood to mark the retirement of Under Sheriff John Matthews. John has served in the role of Undersheriff for 15 years and is due to retire on April the 6th, when new High Sheriff Caroline Pill is due to be sworn in. A farewell lunch was held in John's honour at the Royal Solent Yacht Club in Yarmouth, where he had his wife Stephanie receive gifts from the High Sheriffs he has served. Celebrity gardener and writer Alan Titchmarsh, who was High Sheriff in 2008 and 2009, read a poem he had composed entitled Salute to an Undersheriff. John said, "Over the 15 years I have served different High Sheriffs, I have become convinced how vital a role they have in leading our island community and promoting all kinds of charity and community events, both large and small. On the Isle of Wight, the High Sheriff has a much more proactive role than in most other parts of the country."
Ways of staying active at home. The Isle of Wight Observer. As the current situation builds in intensity, more and more of us are likely to be spending time confined to our own homes. But what do we do? The practicalities of being housebound are far-reaching. We need to make arrangements for grocery shopping, for working from home, if that's practical, for childcare if we have kids, and much more. But there's another aspect to all of this: how to cope emotionally. It may seem a minor challenge at the moment, but after a few days or weeks in isolation, things can be very different. Here are some helpful hints to try and get you through this difficult period. 1. Establish a routine and follow it. Make your bed in the morning, go to bed on time at night. 2. Segment your day. Work time, meal time, me time, family time. 3. If you're working from home, make sure you start and stop work at the appropriate time, and when you stop, stop. 4. If you have a garden or a roof terrace, set aside some time each day to spend outside. Get some fresh air and a change of perspective, even if it's raining. 5. Keep as active as possible. Get into a bit of an early spring clean. 6. Make a point of keeping in touch with friends and family by phone or by the internet. 7. Share a virtual dinner. Agree a time and a menu with a friend and meet by computer to eat together and chat together. 7. Try cooking, making bread, making jam, making beer. There are lots of fun and rewarding home-based activities. 8. Find time to relax. Find some mental relaxation techniques. There are lots of apps available and the NHS provide them, and it can be found online. Finally, remember to ask for help if you need it. The Samaritans offer a friendly ear on the end of the phone 24 hours a day, and it's free. Just dial 116 123.
Round the Island Yacht Race postponed till September. Due to the current situation surrounding coronavirus and government guidelines on social distancing, the Island Sailing Club have rescheduled this year's Round the Island race to September the 26th. Dave Atkinson, race director, said, "This has not been an easy decision for us to make. Valid arguments have been made for the race to go ahead on May the 30th with some modifications, such as cancelling shoreside activities and asking those over 70 or otherwise at risk not to take part. However, this would still meant encouraging people to travel to the south coast, to mix with family and friends in small groups, and to pass through possibly busy marinas. Not to mention asking our team of nearly 200 volunteers to gather together on committee boats and at the club for a long day. Our conclusion is that it would not be responsible to do this when we all in need to be playing our part in complying with the government's clear guidelines. We will shortly be issuing a revised notice of race incorporating the various dates and timing changes. But in all other respects, we expect to run the race exactly as planned. Our online entry system remains open as usual, and while none of us quite knows when the next few months have in store, we do hope that you will still be excited by the prospect of an early autumn round the island race and taking part in what is sure to be a rather unique occasion. In the meantime, everyone at the Island Sailing Club sends you and your loved ones our very best wishes in these difficult circumstances, and we look forward to seeing you on the start line on September the 26th.
Hello, this is a quick summary of general advice. We know there is a huge amount of information out there, some of it true, some of it less true, and we know that most of it is not in an accessible form. So we would like to sum up current government guidelines as of today. Lockdown. We are all on lockdown. That means that you do not leave your house unless it is for one of three reasons. 1. Essential work. You are performing an essential key worker task. 2. You are going food shopping. Of course, we all need to buy essential food. And 3, you are taking your daily exercise. This is, the government have said, each of us can go outside once a day for a walk, a bike ride or a run to get some fresh air. However, when outside, please always respect social distance. We'll cover this next. So what is social distancing? This means stay away from any other person you do not live with by at least 2 metres. Do not touch anything that anyone has touched unless you really have to. If you have to touch it, wash your hands immediately and do not touch any part of your face until you have washed your hands. Better still, wear disposable gloves. The virus can live on surfaces, particularly plastic and stainless steel surfaces, for up to 72 hours. So please think before you touch something and always wash your hands. Some people may have been asked to self-isolate. This is extremely important advice to follow, so please do. You will have been given specific guidelines to follow, so please follow these guidelines and respect other people who are self-isolating and help them as best you can, but stay safe. Personal hygiene is at the root of stopping the spread of this virus, so protect yourself and others. Wash your hands for a minimum of 60 seconds with warm water and soap. 60 seconds is longer than you think though, so perhaps think of your favourite tune. Time how much of that song you can sing in 60 seconds, and then every time you wash your hands, fill the room with your best singing voice. On that note, happy birthday to me next week. Happy birth. Okay, I'll leave it to the experts. Thank you.
Lisa, don't give up the day job. Thank you for listening to this week's edition of the Talking News. I would like to thank everyone who took part, and a particular thank you must go to OnTheWight, Isle of Wight Observer, and a special thank you to Vectis Radio, who has helped us get vital information to our members. Before we finish, Lisa will read out some of the numbers we've mentioned.
Site for Wight 01983 522205. The RNIB helpline 0303 123 9999. Laura Guljar regarding hospital appointments 07885 210 891. Local help and support from the Isle of Wight Council helpline 01983 823 600. Isle of Wight Council tax inquiries 01983 821 000. Action Isle of Wight, who provides statutory support for island people with sight loss 01983 529 533. Mountbatten Keep Connected helpline, a listening ear 01983 533 331. Volunteer help and support in the Ryde area 01983 811105. Volunteer and help in the West Wight area 01983 752168.
Stay safe and have a pleasant weekend.